Today I'm going to be building a memorial planter, and this video has got to do more with why I'm building it than how I'm building it. The how I'm building it is pretty straightforward. I'm only using 8 pieces of stud work. It's cheap pine, probably the cheapest pine that I can ever find. But the why? Well, I think you might find that more interesting. So in my 30s I had to move back in with my mother. And my mother had a dog called Sasha. And Sasha she wasn't young. She was cute, playful, cheeky, and very smart. And she had those lovely brown eyes. Sasha was a Yorkshire Terrier. She was about 10 years old. And every day we would go for a walk in the park at around about 3 o'clock. And if I forgot or I just didn't feel like going, Sasha would come to my room or she'd come and find me and she'd remind me that it's time for our walk. And it was always around 3 o'clock. It's like she had a built-in clock. And then one day Sasha passed away and we buried her in my sister's garden. Sasha's the reason I now have 2 Yorkshire Terriers. At this point I was doing woodwork as a hobby, and the first thing I made was a planter. I gave it to my mother and she put it outside her front door. She planted a small olive tree in it. After a couple of years she had to move into a flat, so she gave it to my sister. And then after a couple of years my sister moved out of that house into another house and she took the planter with her. And then she moved again and took the planter with her. She still has that planter, and I was around there the other day and we were having a laugh at what the planter looked like. I mean, it's got to be about 8 or so years now, and I was looking a bit tired. And to be fair, the wood I used was untreated pine, and all I gave it was, I think, 1 quart of cuprinol. So I was quite surprised that it's even still standing. So since adopting my planter from my mother, my sister had also adopted a rescue dog called Denny. Denny was a golden retriever. And like most golden retrievers, Denny was beautiful. He fitted in perfectly with the family, and the kids, they adored him. But unfortunately, Danny passed away this year, and my sister had him cremated. Around this time, I had this idea to not just build her a new planter because she needed one, but also to build a memorial planter. So I asked my sister to keep some of his ashes back for a project I was working on. And I was excited because I thought I just invented something original. That wasn't until I Googled memorial planters. I was quite disappointed. So what's this planter got to do with the story? Well, by burying Sasha in my sister's garden, it felt like we've left her behind. And maybe, I'm afraid, I'll forget her. Which is why I like this planter idea. No matter where my sister goes, she can take Danny with. By seeing the planter, she'll think of him, and sitting outside, even if only in spirit.